To the good people of Coolock, take a well-deserved bow. Victory is finally yours. Yes, indeed, in the past few days, a decision has been made and reported widely that the IPAS Centre, the immigrant centre, the illegal immigrant centre, which was penciled in for Coolock, a suburb of Dublin, in a disused paint factory, has been abandoned. Plans have been shelved. It's not going to happen. And this has come out of a long-running series of protests, which I covered quite extensively here on the channel about a year ago, that the locals just weren't having it. They didn't want anything to do with it. It's already, Coolock already is a working class area of Dublin, as suffers many deprivations and needs a lot of help. And the last thing they really needed was to have hundreds, if not thousands, of mostly young fighting age men inserted right into the heart of their community from who knows where and with who knows what backgrounds. That really was a bridge too far for the people of Coolock, and they came out in their thousands and they protested against it. And what was the government's response to these peaceful protests? Well, something like this.
Get back out of the fucking street!
Sorry, how are you? Yeah, you come through, yeah?
Yeah,
no problem. Yeah. Good stuff.
Jesus! Guys!
Man, just watch
You
out.
okay?
Man. Just stay in here, just watch out. Right.
De-escalate this. You need to de-escalate. De-escalate this. We're councillors. Elected councillor. We need to
This is an elected...
We're asking to de-escalate. We're councillors. You need this to de-escalate.
It's disgraceful. Disgraceful. Dad, you go on back over there. I don't want you getting involved in this. Come on. Forever, I have to be here.
I'm only thinking of my grandkids.
I know what you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of my grandchildren. My grandchildren. Shouldn't be fucking here, but why wouldn't I be here?
Exactly.
Scumbags! No woman! What the fuck?
You on food? Food? Where's your receipts? Come on! Where's your food? Where's your receipts?
Name guard. I'm a reporter. Philip Dwyer, citizen journalist.
Turn off your camera there, please.
No.
Excuse me, you're a prisoner now.
You're a prisoner now?
Yes. Thank you.
Right, guys, I've been arrested.
What did they think was going to happen here when they done this? They were told.
When you're saying the lads, do you mean protesters from the area?
Protesters, yeah, local protesters like myself. We've been here nearly 3.5 months. You know what I mean? We don't want it here. We don't want undocumented male migrants here. We don't want them. The community is bad enough as it is. And these know this. These know this already. You know what I mean? Their job is going to be harder. They're going to have to police it. You know what I mean? It's going to come back to the point where we're going to have our own gangs walking around the place, police the place. And that's the way it's going to be. This is only the start of it here now.
And there was some footage of, clashes with the Gardaí. Was anybody injured?
No injuries. They started it. We'll finish it.
And you're determined to stay here?
100%. We're going nowhere. We're going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
And those words proved to be prophetic, because the good people of Coolock stood their ground and would not back down, even in the face of what you saw there. Our own government turning the streets of Coolock into something which looks more like Nicolas Maduro's Venezuela on a bad day. But while the state's security forces were busy baton charging, pepper spraying, arresting and generally knocking over the protesters, how did the mainstream media treat them and the whole situation as it developed? Well, exactly as you might imagine. Yes, you knew that was coming, didn't you? Of course, the mainstream media, in lockstep with the government, was quick out of the gates to paint the good people of Coolock, who were defending their homesteads, their community, as rubes, the great unwashed. They were racists and bigots, xenophobes, probably Islamophobes, maybe even homophobes. They were basically needed to get with the programme and get a job and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. What the hell is wrong with these people? In other words, in the words of Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. And in what was even, to my mind, a more outrageous, outlandish turn of events, the mainstream media went one step further from mocking and demeaning the protesters. One of their own, Paul Connolly, a media personality, a pundit, a journalist, freelance, he was mixed up in all kinds of various mainstream media publications and outlets, he decided he was going to go one further. Why don't I leave it to a younger version of me to tell you all about it? Take it away, you handsome devil. Meet Paul Connolly. He's a well-known Irish mainstream journalist and media personality. By some trick of fate, Paul managed to find himself accidentally on purpose caught trying to disrupt and stir up trouble at a migrant centre protest the other day in Coolock. The locals, not wanting any troublemakers around, ejected Paul and his lefty pals in a rather energetic fashion, but not before Paul had the misfortune to drop his unlocked phone. On inspection, it proved to be a treasure trove of information showing collusion between the mainstream media and various far-left groups. But it was all a big nothing, according to one of his employers, national broadcaster News Talk 106 FM. According to them, he was working undercover to better understand the rise of the supposed far-right here in Ireland. So, to better understand the far-right, he embedded himself with the far-left, without any disguise and using his own name. I can't be the only one who thinks something about all this stinks. And indeed, something did stink. The government tried all the tricks in its trick bag to demean and mock and ridicule, arrest and pepper spray and bludgeon the protesters in Coolock. They even employed their mainstream media lackeys to go in there and act as agents provocateurs to stir up trouble, which they, of course, could then report on. And just proving their point that these people, the great unwashed, these poor rubes in Coolock, were just a bunch of misguided, dangerous fools. But the fine people of Coolock weren't for moving, weren't for turning, and stood their ground. They maintained their protest, their presence at the paint factory, which was to become a hub for undocumented, unvetted young foreign males in shifts. And then a very strange thing started to happen. The premises started to go on fire regularly. Curious indeed. Some have put forward a theory that this is just yet another manifestation of the dreaded climate change that we've all been told about endlessly, and that this particular part of Dublin, Coolock, and this particular part of Coolock, in fact this particular building, is especially prone to the ravages of climate change. Solar flares, solar flare activity in particular. This could indeed be the case. I myself am no climate expert, but no doubt in due course the boffins over at the climate change climate change information department will fill us in, will enlighten us as to whether this is in fact the case. But what we do know without any degree of uncertainty is that this operation, this plan, has been shelved. It is defunct. It is a dead parrot, in the words of Monty Python. It is no more. It is gone. It is defunct. It is deceased. It is pushing up the daisies. It is a former plan. It has rung down the curtain and gone and joined the choir, invisible. And I say a warm and hearty bravo. Bravo, you wonderful, glorious people of Coolock. You have set the benchmark for us all. You have stood up to the authoritarian regime. They have tried to roll you over and you said, we will not be rolled over. Come and try it. They tried, they failed, and you won. You are victorious. Take a lap of honour. I salute you, you brave men and women. Aaron Gobra.